Hey, hey, what's up? It's Lenny Schmidt. Welcome to Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. This is a show where we talk to artists who have devoted their lives to an art that suddenly has been disappeared or taken away from them, and you get to catch up with them. First of all, do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out a lot. It helps me to keep putting videos up on a regular basis. Today I took a shower, I put on a good shirt, I ironed it, pulled out the pretty camera, I put on pants to come here and do a new intro. And I just want to let you know that here at the LSQC, I think that's what it, yeah, Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy, we talk to all kinds of artists, performers, entertainers, in the professionals in the entertainment business, singers, songwriters, dancers, tons of comedians, actors, screenwriters, authors, casting people, agents, managers, tech, sound technicians, lighting people, all kinds of professionals that work in entertainment specifically, and even more so live entertainment, who no longer have an opportunity to perform their art or their skill, the craft they spent over 30 years building. So if you get to watch the show and you get to catch up with them, and they show you how they've reinvented their careers a little bit, what they're doing now, what they changed to get around the COVID curveball, so to speak. And you guys get a chance to catch up with them and see where you can find out about their information, find out about their websites, maybe go to their Venmo, buy some merch. They get to keep in touch with their fan base. It's a win-win for everybody, if you think about it. I get to do the show. I'm here every Monday and Wednesday, 6 o'clock Pacific, streaming live on YouTube. And then afterwards, the show stays up on YouTube forever and becomes a podcast a day later. So there you go. And we are sponsored by no one. We have no sponsors, no commercials. You don't have to worry about any of that. We're supported solely by you guys, the fans, supporters, and the artists that watch the show on a regular basis. If you feel like you would like to support the show in any way, shape, or form, please go to any one of the options listed right there above. If I taped this correctly, it should be right up there. If not, if you just go to LennySchmidtComedy/if you can, there's a number of different options there that you can support the show financially. There's Venmo, Cash App, the website. You can go PayPal, credit card, anything you can do, any amount you can give at all to support the show so that I can support the artist will help everyone. And if you enjoy all the content I produce online, there's this show, there's the Reconnecting Comedy, there's a lot of content. I've put up over 200 hours of content on the internet over the last year. You can join the Patreon page as well. Go to Patreon, search Lenny Schmidt Comedy, and you got all kinds of ways to support me and my online endeavors. So that's all. So check out the show. My light just went out, so that means I got to go. Enjoy the show. Bam! Yeah, there we go. Hey, Lenny Schmidt Live. What's up, man? Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming to the show. Thanks for watching Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy. Thanks for, thanks, man. Look, I did a new intro. I got to fix it. There's a thing in my eye. Someone broke out his green screen today. Yeah, I did a little work with the green screen. And I was going to do this in the green screen, but I didn't like the way it looks. So I didn't want it to be totally crappy. Plus, I can't, I'm having a camera issue. I'll be honest with you. I have these really great cameras, but I can't figure out how to make this camera the webcam yet. I have the new Sony VZ, and I've been using the Sony for all the sketch stuff. If you watch Reconnecting Comedy, all the short videos, all the clips I did on there, all the footage I've shot on the uploaded stuff is shot on the Sony, the new Sony. And then I was shooting the old Canon with the old stuff. Anyway, this is all tech stuff. You don't care. No one cares. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. It's great. It's Monday. It's the beginning of a new week. It's the beginning of a new month. It's February 1st, man. This is it. We're already, January's behind us. What do you think of that? Bam! The year's almost over. COVID's almost gone. Come on. Things are looking up on a daily basis. I know they are. What else is going on? Well, I wanted to check the news. I didn't really see anything in the news. There's a lot. Every time I check the news, there's sad stuff going on. There was one thing I wanted to see. This was really cool. Oh, this is driving me nuts. I'm only going to bring this up. No one's going to care about this. There's a song called Driver's License that's the #1 song in America right now. I hate that song. I can't. It's the first song that my daughters play on a regular basis. I cannot stand. I can't. I'm not kidding you. It's like when they were little kids. They're teenagers now. Some of you know this. When they were little kids, when they were 5, 6 years old, my house, Nemo played in my house nonstop for weeks. Like literally every day, 24 hours a day was Nemo. I came home and it was constantly on Nemo. I'm not kidding you. This song now is the equivalent of Nemo of teenage years. It's Driver's License, and here's why that song is annoying to me. If you haven't heard it, it's an 18-year-old girl who's wrote a song. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time keeping straight face to this. She's an 18-year-old girl who wrote a song about a boy that broke up with her and how sad she is when she went to get her driver's license because they were supposed to do it together. That's the song. That's it. That's it. And my daughters listen to it, and they're sad. And there's a story behind it, I guess. This kid's a celebrity, and she's dating, her ex-boyfriend's a celebrity, and now he's dating another celebrity. So then the other girl released another song. Here's the thing. I don't know if it's COVID. I don't know if it's the fact that I haven't really worked in a year. Things have changed so drastically. I can't listen to an 18-year-old girl complain about her life, about her boyfriend. Things are so tough. And it's the #1 song. It's the #1 song. My first thought when the song came out was this. First of all, every time she goes out on tour, like that's going to happen, ever. She's got to sing that song now. She's going to have to sing the song about this guy that she no longer is with. So either she's going to be sad every night singing the song, or she's going to have to sing the song that she hates, because eventually she's going to go to hate the song because she hates the guy. That's what's going to happen. 5 stages of breakup. But I could be wrong, right? What was the Fleetwood Mac song that Stevie Nicks sang for years? That was about Lindsey Buckingham. There was another song that she sang for years. I guess maybe as an artist you put that out of your head. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know where else to go. I don't know where else to go. Let's check the board. Let's just go and see who's here, man. Holy cow, there's a lot of people here. There's a lot of comments already. Look at this. Oh, hey, real quick, guys. I need addresses for Patreon members. If you're watching the show, there's some of you I need addresses from. If I don't have them, you got to get them to me. I mailed out a bunch of merch this morning. Okay, so everybody you have an address for, you have stuff on the way. So Tammy, yours is on the way. Ben Magley, I got your stuff. There we go. You guys are good. Robin, you got your stuff. The Mulligans, you got your stuff. Rachel, I didn't send you anything because you don't have the. Well, the Runions, I don't have an address for you guys. I need your address. Also, I have your video and I haven't watched it yet, but I will get to it. I apologize. I've been running around like crazy trying to deal with the green screen, and that's it. So hello to everyone that's here. You guys are all here. The Runions are here. The Mulligans are here. Nice. And Ben Magley. Excellent. Is the sound off? Oh, no, it's not. Who said make a joke about the sound? You guys can hear me, right? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't you do that, you Patreon. Don't. That's not funny. It's not funny. Okay, I make a lot of tech mistakes. Today it was going perfectly. Even the intro went relatively well. I was happy with that, even though I had a little thing in my eye. It needs to be fixed. Yeah, you can hear me, you assholes. Nice, jerks. Okay, let's just get to it. Folks, we have a great show tonight. This is a guy here's another comic I've known for over 20 years, I think. Long time. Maybe back in the middle. I think I met him in Dayton, I want to say. It's very possible I met him in Ohio. I don't know. We're going to see. But he's got a special coming out soon. Bam. Why don't we take a look at it? Oh, this is great. Things are going perfectly, which means I'm seconds from messing it all up. Folks, let's take a second and take a look at a clip from his brand new special. This is the one and only Mr. Michael Loftus.
So we're unbelievably cool, and don't let anybody else tell you that we're not. We took a car to the moon. A lot of kids probably don't know that. We took a car in the 70s. We took a car to the moon just because we're Americans. I think we should take a car up there. For science? No, the dune buggy. There's less gravity. We're going to get some air, do some four-wheeling. This is not for science or anything. No, we're going to take turns driving. We're going to get a six-pack and just kind of cruise, do some donuts. And we left it. We left a car up there. That is the most epic hillbilly white trash intergalactic move ever. right? We've all been driving through those neighborhoods. You see somebody has an old refrigerator on their porch and an old Chevy in the front yard. That's us. And we did it on the moon. Oh, that's beautiful. I was doing this. I was telling that story in Huntsville, Alabama, recently. Yeah, Huntsville, Alabama. And there's a big space center there. Here's something that'll make your brain freeze up. This guy came up to me, he goes, hey, Mike, great show. I'm a rocket scientist. And that's something you don't hear that a lot, right? You don't hear, I'm a rocket scientist with that hillbilly lilt, you know? You hear like, I'm a rocket scientist. Oh, because you'll believe somebody with an English accent. Someone with an English accent, oh, I'm a rocket scientist and I've invented faster than light travel. Oh, really? How's it work? A hillbilly, I'm a rocket scientist. I invented harder than light travel. No, it didn't. You're the leader of a country band. Go to Nashville. But this guy he worked for NASA. He was a rocket scientist. And I didn't know this, and he refreshed my memory. He's like, something you need to know, Mike, about that car up on the moon. Space is a vacuum. It's a perfect vacuum. That car ain't collecting dust or nothing. All it needs is a jump. And it'll start right up. And that was the most hillbilly crap I had ever heard in my life. And it's right. It's scientifically right. We have to do that. When we go back to the moon, I want some astronauts up there with jumper cables going, turn it over. Give it some gas. And boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, folks, let's hear it right here. One and only, my good friend, Mr. Michael Loftus. There he is. Look, there he is.
What in the world is going on? Dude, this show's fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm already so entertained. I owe you lots of money, piles of money for the entertainment value I've gotten just off of this.
Just 4 minutes in. Where are we at? We're 14 minutes in, and we're moving like a freight train, my friend. And no mistakes today.
Yeah.
Usually make several mistakes, Michael. No mistakes today, except for the goofy little green screen error that I can fix tomorrow. So that's good enough. How's it going, buddy?
It's going as well as can possibly be. We're in the middle of a snowstorm. There's a giant blizzard. I still have the internet. I still have power. I've got a roof over my head, so I'm not complaining. But okay. It is crazy outside.
I heard you're getting pounded. Where you said are you in New York somewhere? Is that where you're at?
Yeah, I'm on Long Island, and the way I got out here was a very, very odd thing. A couple years ago, I started writing on this television show for Kevin James, and it was called Kevin Can Wait. And he's from Long Island, and he wanted to film it out here. And so I had never met Kevin before. I had never worked with him. And because I had written sitcoms, a friend of mine, said that I would be a good part of the team. So I wanted the gig. I came out to work on the pilot, and everybody's like, wow, man, you're from Ohio. You'll really love Long Island. You'll dig it. And they were right. I love it out here, man.
Oh, that's perfect.
So now
go ahead.
I'm working on another show now. Kevin's doing another show for Netflix. So right before COVID-19 hit, we were filming episodes. We had a 10 episode order from Netflix, and then they shut down production. And then I didn't want to go back to LA because like New York was just getting decimated. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to take it back. So I'm like, I'll just quarantine here. And then I kind of got stuck.
Kind of got stuck. I don't know what to do, but I'm here. All right. Well, good, dude. You look like you like it there. What's the show? The show for Kevin. Can you talk about? Are you guys in production now?
No. But here's the cool thing.
Yeah.
So we did 7 episodes, and then everything went into lockdown, and everybody was just kind of riding it out. And then I did stand up in Dallas in May. I got a call from the Improvs, and like, we're gonna try to open. We're having a kind of a tough time figuring out who would even want to go back on stage and try it again. And I'm like, I'll do it. And then I got like a little creeped out, because being in New York, I mean, it was a lockdown, dude. It was like zombie town. And then all of a sudden I'm like, this is crazy. I shouldn't be doing it. Then I went to Dallas and did a week of stand-up, and it was just, they're just like, yeehaw, pow, pow, pow,
Yeah,
like
right.
no mask, getting crazy. And I'm like, oh, holy shit. I've got Stockholm syndrome. I'm identifying with my captors. So came back to New York after that. And then Netflix was like, we'd like to get these last 3 episodes. So I had to do like these online classes, wearing masks, wearing face shields, no studio audience. We had to reblock all the scenes to make sure everybody was, socially distant. Right. But knock on wood, we got the last 3 episodes out. We got them taped. Everything was cool. And so that show will premiere in February, middle of February. It's called The Crew.
Like a week or 2 then, like just a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
It's in front of a live studio. Is it a sitcom? Like a multi-camera? Yeah. Dude, on Netflix. No shit.
Yeah.
I know. All right, cool.
Yeah, Netflix, they did one with Ashton Kutcher.
The Ranch. Was it The Ranch, back. Right?
The Ranch, yeah.
Right.
And one of the head writer for this show worked on The Ranch. And then our buddy Gabriel Iglesias has a super successful show on Netflix. So I tell you, and with Netflix, it's all about the numbers. That's what I love about it. There's a certain honesty to Netflix that's just wonderful. If a bunch of people watch it, they'll make more. If people don't watch it, sayonara.
Yeah,
so you get this great variety of programming, which I think is good. It's good for the entertainment business,
Well, it's great for the entertainment because there's a lot of different, and plus they got so many different. Geez, dude, Netflix has everything. I mean, name any type of show and Google it or search it on Netflix, and it'll pop up. You can spend, you're never going to end. You're not going to finish Netflix. You know what I mean? You're not going to sit down and watch all of it and go, well, I'm done with Netflix. It's like the internet. It goes on forever and ever and ever and ever.
Right.
Yeah.
The one thing they have to get rid of is of that. Hey, are you still watching? Because that just makes you feel horrible. Like you're sitting there, you're just plowing through popcorn, eating M&Ms, just I'm watching more. And they're like, a normal person would have fallen asleep by now. Yeah. A normal person would have tapped out. Are you still there? And I'm like, fuck yes, I'm still here.
Yeah, well,
I'm watching it all.
I'm a little offended when they ask that question. I'm like, what are you saying about me?
Yes.
Fuck you. I don't need that attitude. Don't come to my house and judge me like that. Yes. What do you think? I left somewhere? Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I am still watching.
I dare you to ask that question again, you jerk. Yeah, nice.
Amazon never asks if I'm still there. Amazon just trusts that I'm a glutton.
Yeah, they just know. The Amazon knows that I'm lazy and I'm not going anywhere. Amazon knows I have nothing better to do.
And Disney Plus doesn't have enough programming yet, so they don't ask. They just assume you're ready to leave.
They don't want you to go, yeah, what the fuck am I still doing here? This is ridiculous. I watched
what? Why am I watching this second crappy Star Wars? What am I doing?
How many times can I watch The Mandalorian? This is the worst. Have you watched I gotta ask, have you watched the WandaVision show?
I did, dude. I did. And here's the thing, like Marvel has done such a great job and people have so much faith in that whole production company and their writers and everything that like the first 2 episodes of Marvel, like you don't even need them. You could just cut it. You could just start at episode 3.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sitting there. Those actors are great. The cast is phenomenal. The production value is phenomenal. And I'm sitting there watching the first episode and I'm like, yeah, we get it. We get it. Go. And then they gave us another episode of that. And I'm like, if it wasn't Marvel, if it was any other production company, I would have tapped out. But now I'm on episode 4 and it's getting good. And I'm like, okay, here we go.
I'm going to go back because I got 15 minutes into the first one and I go, I don't have time for this. I can't. And usually I was telling my daughter, I go, I'll give any show at least 3 episodes or any series at least 3 episodes because I figure the pilot is difficult, first of all. You know, it's always a tough episode for everybody. The second episode, then you could try to start to figure out what's going on. I think by the third, if you're not into it and go, okay, I get it. I see where they're going with this. I understand. You know what I mean? If you don't understand the characters and the type of show it's going to be by the third episode, then I'm out. But the WandaVision, for some reason, 15 minutes in, I couldn't get through the parody. I was like, don't tell me they're going to do this sitcom parody thing with the characters, and that's what it's going to be.
And it was so.
But then I heard it got cool. Ford though, but I heard Ford. Then I got to watch it because I read all the shit about 4. You know what I mean? Episode 4.
Yeah, dude. But seriously, if you jump in episode 3, you get it.
Yeah, all right.
You know, the reality looks like a sitcom, but there's danger coming in from the outside world. You're good to go. You're good to go. You don't need to suffer through all the hacky jokes. And
you know what? It was almost like the first episode was almost like a improv sketch that went too long. You know what I mean? Where you're like, okay, I got it. I got the joke. Move on. What's the next joke? And they keep beating into the ground. And you're like, I got it. Robert Pesci. Ha ha, I get it. Oh, I get it. Oh, it's the 60s.
It's a sitcom.
Yeah, I got the joke in like half a scene. I'm like, oh, it's funny. Where are we going from here?
Like, it's a sitcom. Yes. Fast forward. Yeah.
Okay.
So, it'll probably turn out to be good. But were you just hating on the Mandalorian? No, I gotta go back to that.
No, I love the Mandalorian. I love all of it.
Oh,
I loved it.
Big time.
I loved it.
And
I loved that last episode of season 2, dude. I broke down. I kind of actually thought that might happen, and I was just kind of guessing while watching the show. But the line, when Luke Skywalker goes, he's asking for your permission, dude. I fucking fell apart right there. I was like, you know what I mean? It was crushed me. It was a great show. I love the whole thing.
It was. I wrote an article about. I wrote an article about this at my website, theloftusparty.com, about how that saved the franchise. The Mandalorian show saved the franchise. They did more good. I mean, it's sad. Like you think that Star Wars is bulletproof, that it can handle anything, but that last trilogy was just horrible. Horrible and horrible storytelling, and it undid. It's just the worst, and there's no way you can deny it. Mandalorian.
I loved it. The last trilogy. But when people explain to me why it's bad, I start to see why, and it almost like I think sometimes I think I'm still a 6-year-old because I'll watch something and I'll go, oh yeah, it's great, and then somebody will go, don't. It's the same storyline. Well, why didn't this happen? Why? And then by the end of it, I'm like, oh fuck, you're right. So once the holes were pointed out to me, I'm like, all right, I get it.
Okay, guy. Seriously, Laura Dern is gonna take out an entire fleet. Like, is that like why the fuck didn't they do that in all the other movies? We got to destroy the Death Star. Hey, no problem. Grab a droid and have him go hyperspace right into it.
Yeah,
problem solved. Short movie. Chewie.
Well, you know the part that pissed me off about the whole trilogy was who's the guy that played? I can't remember. The guy that played the fighter. The guy. It wasn't Ray.
Poe Dameron.
Is that who it was? The guy. He was the Jedi fighter, or not the Jedi. I'm sorry. Yeah, he was the resistance fighter. He was the guy early on. He was the first. He wasn't Ray, and he wasn't the former stormtrooper. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Okay. Well,
I think it's Poe Dameron.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. All right. In every episode, he's given an order and says "fuck that" and does something else, and a lot of people die. It happens like 3 times. Where after the 3rd time it happened, I go, well, he had to do this because of this reason. And the last time he did it, like a whole fleet of people got killed. You know what I mean? There were a couple things that were his fault that lots of people got killed. And I was like, why is that guy still around? Why is he in all the meetings, all the important meetings with the heads? He comes in and goes, no, this is what we need to do. I'm like, why isn't that guy grounded or in jail or something right now? That one part that got me a little bit.
Here's what I hated, right? That second movie. Not the Rise of Skywalker, the second one, the Rian Johnson one, where it was just a low-speed chase through outer space. Just a bunch of ships. We're running out of gas. The most boring crap ever. And then And then, no, you can't leave. You can't leave the ship. They'll be destroyed. And then the two people leave and they go to the casino planet just to learn that capitalism is bad. What the what? And then the capper of it all is in The Rise of Skywalker, when it turns out Palpatine is still alive. The Emperor is still alive, which undoes 6 movies.
Yeah, right. I know.
6 movies.
Yeah.
It's just horrible. Okay, we can talk comedy. It's very annoying. And here's the thing. Here's the worst part. Like, I work with people who know Rian Johnson, like they're buddies. Yeah. And like whenever Star Wars comes up, I just have to.
Yeah, you gotta like be quiet.
Yeah.
Like, I can't say what I really think. Gotta keep it quiet.
How jealous were you when you saw Brian Posehn?
Oh,
in the first episode?
I was really frustrated. I was mad. I mean, I'm happy for Brian because I know he's a geek. He's a huge fan.
Yeah.
But I would kill to be in any part, any level of any of that. I look at what Bill Burr's doing on The Mandalorian, and that's a really cool run for him. They could make that a thing. They could make that. I don't know if he wants to go that route, but they could make that a series or something. I mean, Jon Favreau saved that whole. He's the guy behind that whole thing. Did you watch the? There's a great. It's on Disney Plus because they're dying for content. There's a great spot. There's a great behind the scenes of the making of that show. And it breaks down and interviews all of the directors, all of the characters, like what's her name, Bryce Howard.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
She's on. All these different directors. It talks about their approach, and he specifically hired the guy that won the Academy Award too. I can't remember his name. The guy that won for the movie in Germany. He won that movie, and he does the Transylvania thing. Well, he purposely hired all these different directors with different visions, and then explained why he wanted all these different visions. I thought it was brilliant. It was a great artistic thing to do. To have all these guys bring their vision.
It really was. And then this is horrible as a Star Wars fan. He took the dude from Star Wars, The Clone Wars, the animated series. And the guy always wears a cowboy hat, and he just knows Star Wars. He knows everything.
Oh, right. Yeah, that was his buddy. Yeah, right. Yeah.
That guy dude.
He tells a great story about his meeting with George Lucas. In that show, he tells a great story how he got the job. He didn't think he had it. He left. He was like, oh, and then he had the meeting. He was all freaked out, and then they tell him that he got the job. He's like, what? Really? I got the job? So think about that as growing up as an entertainer, we've both probably been doing this, 30 years or whatever. And you think about when you started out, and you think about the stuff that you wanted to do. Imagine getting hired on to work on the thing you loved growing up, and you're directing 3 episodes of. You know what I mean, of that show, and you met the guy that created it. I mean, that's ridiculous.
It's so a buddy of mine moved out to LA a few years before I did, and he was having a little bit of success. And so then I came out to LA right before 2000, right around Christmas time 2000.
Yeah.
And so, long story short, I got a job. I totally lucked into a job writing on the George Lopez show. I was the punch-up guy one day a week, but it was on the Warner Brothers lot, and I would look around at the big water tower and just like, I always want to remember this. I never want to lose this. I love LA studio lots. Like, something about Warner Brothers is just magical with that flipping all of it, blah blah blah. So my buddy was working over at like Nickelodeon. He was working on this animated show, The Fairly Odd Parents, and it was a nice
show.
It was a nice gig for him. It was a really good gig, And he got me in there. I think I wrote 1 script for that show. So years later, the George Lopez show is not going to be renewed. I'm out on the road doing stand-up. My buddy calls me up and he's like, "You're never going to guess where I am." And I'm like, "Okay, where are you?" He was at Skywalker Ranch. At one moment in time, I swear to God this is true, George Lucas was going to do a sitcom, an animated sitcom with Star Wars characters, and my buddy got hired to write on it. And like, I think there was like 12 different writers on it, and I'm like, well, where's this thing going to air? And my buddy's like, yeah, we don't know yet, but George, he's on a first name basis. But George is like, I'll make 24 episodes of it. I'll make 24 episodes of an animated show. We'll sell it somewhere. We'll sell it somewhere. They made, I think they completed 20 episodes. And then George at the last minute is like, you know what? I changed my mind. We're not going to do it. Whatever. Can you imagine, Evan? That kind of dough and creative control.
Yeah, right.
You're like, let's just go. We'll make them and then just, nah. We're
let's
20
move on
in.
to something else.
Wait.
Where is that? Where are those fucking episodes? That's 20 episodes of you know what I mean? How cool would that? That's going to show up someday. You know, in a vault, or that's Disney Plus is dying to get that. Hey,
right?
Think we can get the 20 episodes? Yeah, but that's even better that he's got them. He's like, nah, they're in the basement. They're good. He's got to be.
It's crazy, but he took the whole tour of the place. He saw the models. He saw the original stuff, and I'm like, I would give my left nut to take just the frickin' tour of Skywalker Ranch.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well, I get the nostalgic feeling because I know you're talking about being on the lots because I've been on the lots quite a bit. That Warner lot. The thing with the Warner lot is that every stereotypical lot they have in the world you've ever seen in a TV show or cartoon is pretty much based on that Warner lot. You know what I mean? Everywhere you go, there's the water tower, there's the courtyard, and then when they have to shoot stuff in it, it's always that lot, the back lot somewhere back there walking around. So, so that's in your mind. Yeah. Being there is the coolest thing in the world, and walking around on it, being able to walk around on it, because you can't, for a while you can't, you can't just walk on there. You got to get permit, or there's drive on, there's walk on, there's all these different things.
Yeah, I had done, like, after 9/11, I had done stand up at like Air Force bases, and they're like, they would just see you, they'd wave at you, and they'd let you in.
Right.
But like, you'd try to get onto the Warner Brothers lot, there's dudes with mirrors looking under your car, frisking you and stuff. You're like,
dude, I got 3 lines. I got 3 lines to read. That's it. I'm in and out in 10 minutes. You have to wait here. You have to be escorted over. Okay. All right. Sorry. Jeez. Whatever.
Yeah. It was very cool. Those were some good times. Just like, I had an office there, and you'd walk down to the lot and movie stars would be going by, and you're just like, this is real. This is real. And I'm like, just phenomenal. It's kind of a bummer though, because now, whenever there's like a Warner Brothers movie, and they'll show like the logo, and they'll show like the lot, and it'll be kind of like wavy, and I'm like, oh, there's my office. Oh,
yeah. There's right back there. That's where I used to be.
I used to work right there.
Now, have you had the uncomfortable moment of returning to the lot and they won't let you on, or you got to get a pass, and you know what I'm talking about? Like, that is rough. Always. The best story on that is I can't remember who's the cat that played on. You remember Darman Greg, the sitcom? The guy, the guy that played her dad was also on L.A. Law. He was on L.A. Law. He was the main actor in L.A. Law. And he was on L.A. Law for like 10, 12 years. He had a drive on. He drove on the lot every time, constantly. He was really well known. And then the show got canceled. And a week later, he's back for an audition. And he walks. They won't even let him on the lot. He doesn't have the right paperwork. He's like, it's me. He's, I was just here last week. He goes, yeah, but you're not here anymore. You're not in this anymore. So 10 straight. You don't mess around, dude. Once you're off a project, they shred your shit, and you're starting at ground zero.
It's crazy. It's like sports. Like you're the best player on the team, and then you hurt your hamstring, and they're like, all right, off you go, and you're just like, wow, I'm just a hunk of meat. They don't really like me at all.
That's all you are. Yeah, you're nothing. We don't even need that hunk of meat anymore. Move on. We've got better and younger meat.
Right. Ain't that the truth?
Right.
Ain't that the truth?
Hey, man, so I was looking at I was looking at your website. I was looking at YouTube. I was looking at all your stuff.
Yeah.
And the whole the Loftus Party stuff. Can you talk about that a little bit? Here's one of the reasons I asked you on the show. I'm a really big believer in I live, obviously I'm in LA, and everybody leans toward the left. And something happened a few years ago where people don't laugh at both sides anymore. Everything became very attacking, whether you're on the left or whether you're on the right. And one of the things I've always respected about you, and you even went on the road, is that you've been able to be a comedian, you're conservative, and still be funny. And that's always been impressive to me. It's always been something that's cool and something I believe in. I believe in laughing at both sides. I mean, I have a healthy hate for both sides of the aisle. So it's not like I'm Republican or Democrat, but I think I can laugh at Clinton just like I can laugh at Bush, and I can laugh at Trump, and I can laugh at everybody.
Yeah.
And we lost that somewhere. So,
we did. Everything just got like dialed up just a little bit too hot. Everything just got just dialed up just way too hot. And I've always thought, like, instead of sitting around and pontificating about it and blah 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 blah, it's better, like, this is gonna sound so horrible, but like live your truth, like do your thing. Don't talk about, hey, you know, there's good people on the left and there's good people on the right. Just go be a good person and try not to be a dick, you know, and try to make people laugh.
That seems so simple. Just try not to be a dick.
It is. It is. And I think it's too funny. And it's like, and that's why I started the LoftusParty.com. I'm like, I can't be the only one. I can't be the only one who like leans to the right, but is like a science fiction geek. And I like music and art and I like all this stuff. I can't be alone. And then I'm like, I guess there isn't like a website for that. So, and then the joke is it's its own political party. You know, it's just for people who.
Oh, that's very funny. That's right. That's a funny approach. Yeah, well, you're not left or right. You're the actual Loftus Party.
And that's where I got the logo. I'm like, okay, so the Republicans have an elephant and the Democrats have a donkey. Well, you know what? Screw you both. I got a tiger and it flies and it breathes fire. So blow me.
Dude, I love that. That's good. That's just a badass. That's a badass logo. But I love that because I was looking through your website, and dude, you've got tons and tons of content and all kinds of stuff that you put on. Hang on a second, man. I'm going to post. Bam. Let me do this real quick. I'm going to show your website really fast while I have. See if I can do.
Oh,
this.
Look at you go! You're like, it's like Star Trek up in here.
Yeah, I don't know if we can do it. There we go. Yeah, that's it. That's the logo. I covered your face though, so I'm not quite as good at it as I used to be. Hold on. There we go. Let's cover my face.
Yeah, we got some good stuff up there.
There we go. Yeah, there you go. And there's the logo up at the top. The logo at the top. You can see the tiger right there with the wings breathing fire. That's very badass. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what we do. That's the website. You got a ton of stuff on here, and it's not just political or right-wing type stuff, man. You know, I was looking at all of it. It covers pop culture. I mean, you got tons of videos. I went down a rabbit hole on your site. I watched the video of the car being eaten by lava this morning, which is intense. You know what I mean? Just these cars sitting there, there's a big roll of lava coming to get it. But I love that point of view, dude. There should be more of that. There should be more of people just laughing, just both sides. You know what I mean? I think it's some, you know, one side of the political chain and maybe doesn't have so much of a sense of humor about the other. Like you can never joke about Obama in this town because people would stab you in the head. You know what I mean? If they would look at you like you said something bad about a baby, you're like, it's just a joke, man. It's just, you know, I'm just kidding. But they didn't have a sense of humor about any of that stuff. So.
And I think we're at a super interesting moment in history. I think everybody lives in super interesting times. But I was really super disappointed. Like, I just don't like big government, man. I'm a small government guy. I don't think big government has the solution. And I hate these omnibus spending bills. And I'm just like, what is wrong? How long have we been in lockdown? It'll be a year in March.
Yeah, it's been about a March. Well, yeah, I'm LA. So
like,
yeah, we're a year.
It took the government, it took Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell, it took them 8 months, and they knew we weren't allowed to work. They told us we weren't allowed to work.
Right.
And those sons of bitches think so little of us that they're like, here's $600.
Yeah.
Here's 600. In what universe does that even come close? And I'm sorry, like when you have a pandemic like this, I know we do a lot of foreign aid spending and, we're helping people out in Pakistan and we're helping people out in Ecuador. Guess what? It's time to circle the wagons. If ever there was a time to not be ashamed to be America first, I think this is the time. We got to keep small businesses alive. We got to help out our fellow American first. When you're talking about a $1.9 trillion spending bill, and then that works out to be $600 for each American, you can get in line to blow me. You can get in line to blow me.
No, I agree with you 100%, but that's why I say Like I have a really I hate both sides because I don't think either one of them really, not that many of them really care about us. Because even the $600 that we got, those fuckers still got paid and got a raise. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's in that stimulus bill. They managed to get a raise and they have no problem getting paid. And, I drive up and down Ventura Boulevard every day and see empty stores and people not working and, empty restaurants. We just opened up here outdoor dining in the last, yesterday, 2 days ago here in LA. So people are just starting to dine now. So I know guys have lost their restaurants, bars. You're right. Small business is just getting fucking crushed right now. And then who's surviving is look at Amazon's doing great. And, those companies they're doing really good because you have to order shit at home. You don't have a choice.
Yeah. And then so that's happening. And then in the meantime, I love these dudes on Reddit. This whole Reddit
dude, I love
thing.
that story. It's the best ever. It's the best.
When you have Ted Cruz and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on the same side of an issue.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah. Something weird's going on. You're like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, that's the best story ever. Yeah, I'm interested.
Oh, it really was.
I'm interested to see where that goes moving forward and how that's handled, especially with the shutdown. They shut them down for 2 days, which I'm flabbergasted they got away with that shit. You know what I mean? Because of course, who lost money on that. There's a handful of guys had their money tied up in investments that ended up losing money on that stock because it was closed for 2 days. And that wasn't the hedge funds.
Oddly enough, I don't think Reddit bets. I don't think those guys sold. I think they held on to all of it. It's still going on.
Yeah,
they're still like if you're a hedge fund and you're trying to short a bunch of stocks, the internet is just everybody woke up and it's weird. It's like so when the little guy plays in the casino and starts to win big, you shut down the game.
Yeah, that's right. That's bullshit. Well, you're right because I heard a guy last night was listening to the radio. And there's a guy, and he's not a hedge fund guy. He's not a big, huge multimillionaire, but he's done very well for himself. He's doing good. He has no debt. He's talking on the radio. He's I've done good. He goes, I've got 20 grand. I can throw it in an investment and see what happens to it. He goes, I can do that. He goes, so I'm writing it out. He goes, I'm gonna wait and see what happens. He goes, I like the way it's going. He goes, well, I know, and that's what's driving the hedge fund people nuts. And that's that's another level of the internet. We're all look what we're doing now. Internet's changed everything that's going on in this world. But now people can do their own research and invest themselves. And let's get this right. I don't know shit about the market. So I don't know anything when it comes to money numbers. I just hear the stories and giggle. But anytime I hear there's a bunch of guys that just figured out how to win some money and Wall Street's pissed, I'm thrilled. I'm fucking thrilled at that. I'm like,
I had a movie about that. I had an idea for a film, and I never sat down to write it. I got busy on other projects. But I used to play in this phenomenal Monday night poker game. And I'm like, what if everybody in the poker game would take a portion of their money and they started buying stocks with it? And then the stocks were doing really good. And now they had millions of dollars, and they started turning on each other, and they were going to kill each other. And it was just like this crazy, really dark comedy. But man, the guys from Reddit Bets, Netflix has already they started work on a movie today.
Oh, did they? I saw there were 2 movies they said so far that they were going to move forward. Yeah. They should. That's a great idea.
I'm like, that is a movie. Some dude like in the middle of like Illinois or Iowa, he and his buddies, he's online. We're going to go up against the hedge fund guys. That's exciting. That's David versus Goliath.
That's the best.
That's Rocky on the internet.
Yeah. Now, my favorite scene of that would be the guys in the hedge fund looking. What's the price on that GameStop? What's that down to? It's up. It's what? What? Guys spilling coffee and shit, running around. Wait, get Maud on the phone. Just freaking out, hitting numbers, just freaking out, hitting things. That can't be right. Is that right? Check your computer.
You get that motherfucker from Robin Hood. You shut down the app. You fucking shut it down.
You shut him down. You shut down his family. You shut down his brother. You shut them all down. Okay, all right.
Fucking kill it.
I love it. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah. So have you done any shows during the lockdown? Anything?
Yeah. I've done. I did a one-nighter in June, and then I did 2 weeks in October, and there was Wichita and Oklahoma City, and since then, I've done anything. I've done some Zoom shows. I have Vegas coming in a couple of weeks. That's been canceled 3 times now, but I'm pretty sure we're going to do it this time. We'll see. I don't know. They seem to be open. They just added another day to it. So it's Brad's place. I'm at Brad Garrett's joint at the MGM. So
tell that dude I said hello.
I will. I can't. I love that room. That was the best room I've ever played, maybe ever. It's unbelievable how cool.
I'm telling you right now, it's so, and like comics don't get it. I mean, comics get it. Normal people don't get it. I misspoke.
Right.
But because Brad has that stand-up background and he's done his time on the road and he's had good gigs and bad gigs, the way you're treated there is just top notch. The shows are great. The showroom's wonderful. The sound, all of it. It's like a vacation.
Yeah, it's totally a vacation. Plus, it's I mean, it's a week and it's just one show a night. I think they changed the schedule now. It's actually, I'm not complaining because they added shows. At first, it was just 3 nights, 3 shows. Now it's 4 nights, 6 shows. So I'm like,
wow.
I'll take that. That's good. I'm happy.
Yeah. I was there a couple years ago in May, and I had never heard of this Electric Daisy Carnival. Have you heard about this?
No, what the hell is that? Was that a Vegas thing?
It's this big outdoor electronica music festival, and just like they have it at like the Vegas Speedway, but a bunch of the kids, stay at the MGM and they stay in Vegas, and oh my God, it looked like the most first of all, like the outfits that these people were wearing were fantastic, like fairy wings and half naked and body glitter. It just looked like they were going to have the most fun of all time, just eating a bunch of X and dancing under the stars in the desert. I'm just like, I want your life.
Yeah, I remember
want your life.
Yeah, I remember those days. You had no cares. You're really young, just throwing down drugs, staying out all night, waking up, going, "Where are we?" Those.
Yes.
Those are my early road days.
Like, all your belongings are in a tiny backpack, and you're just like, you got no kids, no mortgage, no nothing. You're not worried about anything. You're just worried about how long can we party.
Yeah. I used to order a pizza, and I got half a pizza in the car. I'll be all right for a day or two. You know what I mean? Just drive around. Spend all my money on liquor. God.
We'll be fine.
Oh, you'll be fine. All right, let's go to the board, man. I have some followers here. Let me see if they have any comments or questions. I don't see any questions. I would like to say I don't have a ton of followers, but I have loyal followers. I have people that have watched every single show I've ever done, which is pretty impressive. I haven't watched all my shows.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, Robbie Davis thinks you're Robbie Davis is very funny and agrees with you on the take care of us first, the U.S. first. Yeah, there you go. Take care of U.S. first before we spend money outside of the country. Guy from Jersey. That's all I got. I don't have many questions. Hey, do me a favor, everybody. Like the video, guys. Like the video if you're watching the show. Do that for me right now. You guys will really help me out. What other shows are you doing? Have you done any shows? Have you done anything? You doing shows in New York? Or
I got very lucky because I've been doing some stuff. I do little commentary, for Fox News, which is also another great reason to be on the East Coast.
Yeah. And
when I had done a show in Chicago, I was doing this Freedom to Laugh show, and it was just pretty much, forget political correctness and screw censorship and freedom of speech. And it wasn't even dirty, but it was just fun. And so Fox Nation picked that up and they put it on, and it did really well for their streaming service. So after the lockdown hit, they asked if I would do a show from quarantine. So I did a show, right here in my apartment, and I had some guests on it, and like that was a lot of fun. So then Fox was like, "Hey, would you want to do like a 1 hour, like a more traditional?" And that's the one I did in Nashville that you showed the clip from.
Right.
But man, talk about like not enough time to prepare. I did shows in Cincinnati, and it was like instead of 250 people, they did 100 people. It was that whole thing, and the audience was spaced out. But dude, I was just so happy to be there and just so happy to be on stage and be working. And then the Nashville show was great. And now it's crazy when you go to clubs like the Cincinnati Funny Bone or Zanies in Nashville, you look at who they have on the roster coming up and you're like, holy crap, these are all theater guys. I mean, these are like big acts, but like everybody just wants to work. Everybody wants to work. Dave Chappelle wants to do shows. Bill Burr wants to do shows. Kreischer wants to do shows.
Right.
And you know, they'll go whoever's open. So the good thing about this, I think there's a lot of people who get into stand-up because they think it'll be an easy stepping stone to, you know, being in movies and stardom. And they don't really like love stand-up. They don't love being up there telling jokes.
Right.
I guarantee we just shook all those fuckers loose.
No, we weeded out a lot of people. I'm always talking. We're also going to be. They're gone. There's a huge gap of development too that we're losing. Which is there's think about it. There's a year that guys lost of club work. If you're a feature working the road right now, or you were working the road, you've lost a year of development live. You know what I mean? Live shows. I mean, you can do whatever you want online content. You can do whatever you want writing wise. But I'm starting to get. I'm starting to notice the difference of not being in front of a live audience. And if you're younger and still learning your chops, you're behind a year and a half now. You know what I mean? You're going to be behind a good year and a half.
But here's the weird thing, and I think there's something to be said for this. It's like, I think everyone, I don't know how you're dealing with stuff, but like I picked up the guitar. I started playing the guitar. I'm like, I want to do more musical stuff in my act and yada, yada, yada. But I'm internalizing a lot more. I think my thought process is a bit different. So what I'm thinking is, after this lockdown hit, there's going to be a shit ton of comics all over America and the globe for that matter, who are now, their thinking, their creative process is a little bit more internalized and a little bit different. I think there's going to be some really unique, twisted shit that comes out of this.
Yeah,
and I can't wait to see what it is.
Yeah.
I think there's going to have fiercely original shit. I hope and I pray. I hope and I pray.
I'm working on something now. I have, I booked March 12th, March 13th. I'm going up to Provo to shoot one of those Funny or Die specials. So I'm going to shoot one of those. And I'm noticing I'm writing every day. I just started going over new material and looking at stuff. And I'm looking at things a lot differently. I'm looking at my old act. I'm looking at old jokes. And I'm like, I don't want to tell that. That doesn't really fit. You know, things are changing and moving around. Now, the only negative or knock on Funny or Die, of course, is that you got to be really clean. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go up there. I got to work really clean. But I've also been one of those guys that kind of took that as a challenge to be able to say the things I wanted to say and be clean about it and to do something that I was happy and proud with. You know what I'm saying? Is not just go up there and tell jokes, you know. So I'm really noticing now the jokes and the premises and the point of view are shifting a little bit. There's a different, you're looking at the world differently because we've been stuck in our homes for a year. You know, certain things are more important or haven't been important or have changed. You know, I'm not bitching about air flying anymore. There's not a lot of that going on. You know, there's not like, stupid airlines. You know, there's none of that shit happening. So now you're talking about being stuck in the house with your teenage daughters or whatever you got going on. So you're right. I think that's a cool way to look at it because for about a year after we start to open up, or hopefully the next few months we're opening up a little bit more, but over the next year when clubs start opening up more, the point of view of some of the stuff coming out, I think it's going to be really interesting and really cool. That's a great point.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's going to be like everybody's been like in this really like this lockdown cocoon and hopefully thinking different, and it's going to be going off. It's like I knew the numbers would drop off like the instant Joe Biden's hand got off the Bible.
I know.
I'm like,
I know.
We're done.
I know.
It's going to open right back up.
Yeah,
and like Chicago's opening back up. LA's opening back up. The World Health Organization is like, oh, you know what? We were getting a lot of false positives off those tests. We should do a different test. And you're like, okay, all right, whatever.
They didn't even try to ease their way into it in LA. They just said, well, you know what? They're already talking about schools opening up here. And you're like, wait, what? 2 weeks ago, there was a fight about that. You know, they're just like, oh, everything's now it's okay. That's fine. And the numbers here have been going down anyway, but they still every once in a while, here's the thing that pisses me off. Well, I'm not a big fan of the media, period, in general. I think the media does the best they can to first of all, the media is biased, which is a whole nother story we didn't really get into today. But
Yeah.
they still do their best, I think, to scare you a little bit. It's like in LA, the numbers are down, the cases are down, the deaths are down, the hospitalization is down almost 11% over the last 2 weeks. You know what I mean? But there's another strand. You know, that's what I hear constantly on the radio. I'm like, oh, that's great, but close your door. Oh shit. All right, I'm sorry. I thought we were good. We're not good. I'm confused. Are we good or we're not? What should I do?
And I love how they have no problem naming the strains, right? It's like if you called it the China virus or the Wuhan virus, you were a straight up racist.
Sure.
But now they're like, oh, it's the UK virus.
Yeah, there's an African
so
strain. Why is that okay?
They don't have feelings.
They don't even
The
blink.
British are like, don't blame it on us.
Yeah.
Don't blame it on us.
Yeah, it's not us.
And man, I think I too, there's incredible bias in the media, which isn't good for us as a species, as humanity. I think Americans are smart, and we can just give us the truth. Give us the truth. Like, I thought it was so cool when this thing hit, and everybody's like 15 days to flatten the curve.
Right.
Nobody bitched.
Yeah.
Nobody bitched. Everybody, we just all instinctively got that as human beings. Like, okay, fuck it. Let's just wait. Let's just wait.
Yeah.
And then it stretched on and on and on. But man, as I do research, I do a lot of political comedy at the LoftusParty.com. Now, granted, there's other content there, but that's pretty much my videos and stuff.
Right.
But man, I just found out about this whole gain of function research that everybody was doing. It's looking more and more like this virus was made in a lab and it just got out of China. Like that crap terrifies me. I don't like artificial intelligence. I don't like robots that can shoot guns. And I don't like people who start making fucking viruses just to see if they can do it.
To wipe out a whole fucking planet. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, they're in Wuhan now going through everything. They were at the food market or the wet market yesterday. They're just starting to dig around stuff. And the more information that comes out, they're like, oh, it seems like I came out of that pantry over there. You know what I mean? It seems like it's here. This looks like ground zero.
The guy who's in charge of the investigation, the guy that the World Health Organization hired to lead up that investigation, is the dude that got the bats from like 2,000 miles away for the research into the gain of function virus. So talk about a dude who's not eager to point. Oh, it was me.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
That's great. It's like searching some kid's dorm room and he's got the pot in his pocket. You know what I mean? He's like, what? I don't know. It could be. Go look in that closet over there, man. He's distracted.
It's weird. I can smell it too. But I don't think there's any in here.
That's weird, man. You don't have a dog or anything coming here looking around, do you? Because they'll find it immediately.
Weird. Maybe somebody was in here before I was. But yeah, you can smell it. You can definitely smell it.
I think so. And they find it. You know, no, somebody must have put that there. It wasn't me. I didn't. That's not my pot. That's not my bats. Those aren't my bats. I had nothing to do with those bats.
I think somebody was probably making soup. That's probably what it was. I bet somebody was making some soup.
There was some guy. I think Freddie said something about making soup. I think it was Freddie. Starts naming people for no reason. Just pointing fingers.
Right. So a Chinese gentleman named Freddie. Are you calling me a liar?
I would.
He was here. Lie. He was here 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Who makes bat soup? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So everything will calm down. Everything's going to get better. The vaccine is out there. Things will open back up. And hopefully the kids can get back in school.
Yeah.
And it's weird, but if you look back at the Spanish flu in what was it, 1917 or whatever.
Right.
Once that thing was done, America went hog wild. That's when you got the Roaring 20s. That's when people were partying so hard. They were partying so hard they had to outlaw booze.
Yeah. So buckle up, man. Buckle up.
Right?
It's gonna get fucking crazy.
Historically, we're in for it. Historically, I think Dude, I think this summer is going to be crazy.
That's
I
good.
think this summer you're gonna see some crazy shit.
Yeah. Well, I used to work cruise ships. We'll see if I get back out on a cruise ship later this year. That'll be crazy.
Oh, you don't want that. You don't want that life. Don't do it. Get out of it. Say no, Lenny. Say no. The power of no.
The power of no. Well, we'll see. We'll see how much money they throw at me to go back out there and tell jokes in the middle of the ocean. I don't know. They're not going to open up till the end of the year. It's going to be a long time before ships come back, I think.
How good of a deal? Listen, already with the cruise ships, you're worried about like salmonella and mystery virus. Like now there's liberally shaking on some coronavirus.
Yeah.
How good of a deal do they have to give you to go on one of those
the
things?
ships are cleaner than you think they are, Mike. Trust me. I was on it for 7 years. They were actually pretty clean.
Wow. Well, now what cruise line were you working on?
Carnival, Princess, and Norwegian. Those three.
And okay. Let me ask you this: Where was your favorite port? Where do you like? Oh, this is going to be a good one because I get to go to
Grand Turk.
Oh yeah,
I love it. It's just a small island, dude. I like quiet beach and not a lot of action. And Grand Turk is all of that. It's laid back. It's really cold beer. It's some jerk chicken. It's clear water, so clear you can see the bottom of the ocean, and it's very relaxing. And I'm a big fan of that, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, how much time would you get to spend on the island?
Well, usually the whole day. So you get off at 10 in the morning, and then you stay till the ship sails at whatever time, 4 or 5. So you leave.
See, I wouldn't be able to relax. I couldn't relax if it's the same day. If it's the same day, like, oh, we're leaving at 8. I'd be that dude. I'd fall asleep on the beach. I'd wake up and like, the ship's hitting the sunset.
Is that my ship? Son of a. Well, you know what? You get used to it.
I'm on a rowboat.
Yeah, you're like, son of a, you asshole. Somebody's supposed to wake me up. You get used to it, man. You figure it out. You adjust to any situation you're at really in life. And if I know I have like 5 hours to get off the ship and relax, then I got 5 hours. So we'll see what happens if they launch again, because then the port situation is going to change too when they sail. There's going to be a whole bunch of rules about getting on and off the ship. So. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Now, where do you stand on this? If they tell you you have to be vaccinated to get on the ship, are you getting the vaccine? Let me ask you that. Are you going to get the vaccine?
Yeah, I'm going to get the vaccine. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I have no problem getting the vaccine.
You're not worried that it's like a new technology, it's an RNA strand thing?
I'm not worried about the technology thing so much. I'm more concerned with some of these, this 1 or 2% of people that are dying from it. That's every time I hear a story about somebody dying and they just got the vaccine, that worries me a little bit. But I can't believe the technology thing. I can't believe that angle. Maybe I'm naive, but I don't buy that they're injecting you with, shit, I just read that thing on your Facebook page, the Siri, the Siri conversation that was posted today.
Oh, yeah.
And at the end of it, it's, I don't know. Well, I guess I can give it away. What the hell? At the end of it, it turns out the vaccine is Siri that's been injected into your bloodstream, and she's with you all the time. I can't buy that's a real. I can't buy that's a real thing. You know what I mean? I can't buy they're injecting you with some sort of technology. I don't think that's happening.
No. Here's the thing. Like now that I do stuff for Fox News, I do stuff for Fox Nation, and like people feel very comfortable in sending me videos and stuff on Facebook. They're like, "Oh, this guy, yeah, he'll enjoy this." I've seen some terrifying videos.
Have you?
Where
really?
Oh my God, there's this one. It's like this doctor in Italy, and he's speaking Italian, and there's subtitles. And he's pretty much going, do not take the vaccine. The vaccine's designed to kill you. This is a plot. They want to kill 700 people. And you're like, oh. And he's like, how come this vaccine works different than all the other vaccines? And you're like, I don't know. And like, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, I'm no doctor.
It scares me.
Well, it's scary. All scared, dude. There's a whole lot of trust that you got to put out there right now. You know what I mean? You're in a situation. Everybody's kind of stuck. You don't know. Should I wear a mask? Should I wear 2? Should I wear 3? Should I go out? Should I go running? Should I not? Should I jog? Should I go out to eat? I don't know. You don't know who to trust. And then and you're going to get a stimulus, then you don't, and then it's going to be this much. Now it's that much. It just seems like there's a lot of trust you got to be throwing out there right now, and I don't know where that leaves you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to do. I'm trying to trust the smarter people.
I got zero.
Yeah, zero trust. You put good
zero. I've listen. When people are dying in America and they're losing everything, and the government, it takes them 8 months to figure out if we can get $600. Obviously, they don't care.
Yeah, no,
they don't care.
I agree with that.
You just have to be self-reliant. And like with the masks, I got on board with the masks because the New England Journal of Medicine put out a report months and months and months ago that like the microparticles, like I wear those crappy masks like you get at 7-Eleven, like the paper ones when you're pretending to be a doctor.
Sure. The fake one is good.
And that's it. Even the New England Journal of Medicine is like, that mask isn't going to do anything. However, it is a visual reminder for people to stay back. And that's where I'm on board. Okay. I'm like, this will, as long as it helps people stay the F away from me. But like I was doing social distancing for years.
Dude, you know how many comics have said that to me? It's amazing to me that stand-up comics are all like, oh no, I've been doing this social distancing forever. I'm a really big fan of people staying away from me.
Dig it.
Yeah.
Dig it. We all have.
Yeah.
I hate that when someone invades your space like at Rite Aid and they're breathing on you. And now, dude, I almost started throwing hands at the JFK airport a couple weeks ago because some dude who worked at the airport is like cutting in front of me where you put your bag in. And I'm like, are we doing the social distancing or not? Are we doing like that's the great thing about living in New York. I've learned how to be tough. I've learned how to be mouthy. Yeah. And this guy, he's kind of, I'm like, are we doing it? Are we doing the social distancing or not? What the hell? And he's like, I have to get this lady in the wheelchair too. Like, I gotta go fucking too, buddy. Yeah. I gotta get your ass 6 feet away.
Yeah, spread out. I don't care about the wheelchair. You'll get there. Just calm down.
Right?
Man. All right, man. I think we're gonna go. We're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna bail out of here. It's been an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
It flew by.
It did fly by. Dude, I can't thank you enough for being here, man. This was perfect. This is exactly what I was hoping for. You're the man. I wish you the best.
I appreciate you having me on, and I'm glad you're getting back out there into the clubs. Tell Brad I said hello.
I will tell Brad.
I missed that lug.
I will. I'll tell him. You got anything you want to push or plug? What's the new special? What's going on? Talk to me.
Everyone needs to go to the website, theloftusparty.com, and they need to watch the special Michael Loftus live in Nashville. It's available right now on Fox Nation. Boom!
There we go. That's an easy plug. It's right to the point. Everybody give Michael Loftus a nice big round of applause. That's the man. Buddy, stay safe and stay out of the snow in New York. I wish you the best. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, it's still coming down. It's madness out there. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, man.
Take care.
Yeah, stay safe. Folks, that's Mike Loftus right there. That was perfect. This show went out without a hitch. A minor hitch. One hitch. Whatever. Fuck it. It went good. It went very good. You guys are great. Thanks for being here. I'll be back 2 days on Wednesday. Also, if you enjoyed the show, bam, there you go. Throw a little money at the show. You can do that. LennySchmidt.com/if-you-can to support the show, or you can join the Patreon page. If you join the Patreon page, you get to do all kinds of stuff. You get to be involved in some of the shows. You get a writer's meeting with me. You access to all my content, my albums. You get merch. You get this really cool blue cup, which is on its way to all the Patreon members as we speak right now. All of you have a blue cup except for those that did not give me your address. Anyone else? It's on its way, along with a letter from the kids from Westview apologizing for screwing up the shipping. There we go. That's the information. That's what I have. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for being here. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you in a couple days on Wednesday. My good friend Julia Bendis will be here. She's coming back. It's her third time on the show. That's right, 3. She's she's in second place. The person in first place above her is Mike Schmidt. He's my brother. He should be in first if you think about it. So there you go. This is Julia Bendis on Wednesday. I'm Lenny Schmidt. This is Quarantine Comedy. Thanks for being here. Take care of yourselves. As always, do me a favor. Dream of Pinky.
Lenny Schmidt Quarantine Comedy was created, produced, and is hosted by Lenny Schmidt. We live stream on YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Special episodes occasionally stream or are uploaded on Tuesday and Thursday. Every episode is also launched as a podcast and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video. If you really like it, share the video. If you really, really like it, please subscribe to the Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. You'll get updates on this and numerous other online comedy content that my dad produces. Check the info section below for detailed information on all of our guests. If you are a fan, you can follow and support them as well. Go to their page, like their content, buy their albums, purchase a shirt, any merch they may be selling. Anything you do will support performers will literally help save the arts. In fact, if you want to support this show financially, just go to LennySchmidt.com/ifyoucan or Venmo at LennySchmidtComedy. If you donate as little as $1 or as much as $10,000, it will help pay for the stuff my dad keeps breaking. If you can't pay for the comedy content, that's okay. COVID sucks for all of us. Enjoy the free show. If you want to find a way to support what we do, just subscribe to Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. That really helps a lot. Thank you for listening to my dad's show, and as always, dream of Pinky.